Hello everybody, this is Jenness, and here we are going to demonstrate how to use our selection methods and our select by location, select by attributes, on a whole series of questions having to do with cities, counties, and states in the United States. Alright, so first step is we add the three feature classes in question to our map. Got our cities, and we'll get in our states. Okay. Now, what are our questions? First off, how many cities point features are there? It's a fairly easy one to answer. We just open up the attribute table for cities. Bring this over here a bit. There are 3,557 cities. How many states are there? Again, easy to answer. We'll just open the attribute table. You can open the attribute table by right-clicking and doing attribute table, but what I'm doing is actually just selecting the feature class and hitting Control and T. That makes the table open as well. Anyway, 51 states, and we're also curious about counties, 3,141 counties. Okay, that takes care of questions 1 through 3. Now we start asking attribute queries. How many cities have a 2007 population greater than 150,000. All right, we'll go to cities, select by attributes, where the 2007 population, where is that? Right there. 2007 population is greater than 150,000. Important, do not add a comma in the 150,000. You just have to type it as all numbers. Hit apply. There's 158 cities where the population in 2007 was greater than 150,000. And here they are. Moving on. Okay, question 5. How many cities point features have greater than 20,000 people between the ages of 18 and 21? Okay, we come back over here. We're going to use the age 18 to 21. Greater than, here's the greater than button, 20,000. Hit apply. There's 68 cities that meet that criteria. Question 6. How many cities point features have a median age of females greater than the median age of males? Come back over here, clear this query. Now we're going to be using the median age of males and females. So we want to know if females greater than the median age of males. Hit apply. 3,403. This is sort of interesting, actually. That means that almost all cities have women older than men. I think that is interesting. Don't know what to make of that. Okay, next question, number 7. How many cities point features have more people between the ages of 18 to 21 than they do between 50 and 64? So come back over here, clear out the query. Now we are using the age 50 to 64 attribute field and the age 18 to 21 attribute field. So we want to know how many cities have 18 to 21-year-olds, or actually have more 18 to 21-year-olds than they do 50 to 64-year-olds. Hit apply. There's 198 cities that meet that criteria. Okay, let's move on to question 8. How many cities point features meet two criteria at the same time? More 18 to 21-year-olds than 50 to 64-year-olds, and the median age of females is greater than that of males. So 2 criteria. We're going to do this as a multi-step process. I'm going to first identify all of those cities that have more 18 to 21-year-olds than 50 to 64-year-olds. Hit apply. Back to 198 of those. But now I want to add a second criteria where I have, clear this, the median age of females is greater than the median age of males. Now this is a second criteria, meaning that I want to take these points that are currently selected and only select a subset out of them. That will tell me all the cities that meet both criteria at the same time. So I have to change my method. Instead of creating a new selection, I'm going to switch it to select from the current selection. So we're only looking at those currently selected ones. Finding this. We'll hit apply, and we're left with 139 cities that meet both criteria at the same time. Question 9. Very similar. How many cities' point features meet both criteria at the same time? This time, how many cities have a median age greater than 50, so they tend to be older populations, plus the women tend to be older than the men. All right, let's clear this out. We'll start with the median age greater than 50. It is a brand new selection this time. Hit apply. There's 42 cities that have a generally older population like this. Now, from these 42 cities, I want to know how many have a median age of women older than men. Clear this out. Median age, clear this out. Median age of females greater than median age of males. Now remember, I want to know just how many of these 42 cities meet the second criteria, so I have to change this method to select from current selection. Hit apply, and we're left with 31 cities that meet both criteria at the same time. Question 10. How many cities' point features are in Arizona? Okay, this is a combination of select by attributes and select by location. The first thing we have to do is select the state of Arizona. So I'm going to open up the states attribute table, and then I'm going to do a select by attributes to identify and select Arizona. So I'm doing a select by attributes on the states table. Pop this open, where state name equals, just hit get unique values so I don't make a typo, and just double click Arizona. It pops in there. It is a brand new selection on states. I hit apply, and sure enough, Arizona becomes selected. All right, next step is a select by location. Close this and this. Select by location. Let's get this over here. Let's zoom in so we can make sure that what's happening is what we expect. After I run this selection, I want all the city point locations within Arizona to become selected and no cities outside of Arizona to be selected. So I'm watching for that. All right, so we're going to select features from. This is the first selection we're applying to the cities. The target is the cities. That's what we want to become selected after we run the tool. We're comparing the cities to the states, and specifically the single selected state of Arizona. I'm going to use intersect because that's a good one for finding all the points inside a city, and all the cities inside a state. And I'm going to turn off the search distance. Hit apply. Visually, I can tell that this looks appropriate. All the cities within Arizona appear to become selected. I switch over to the cities attribute table, and I see that there are 48 cities in the state of Arizona. Next question. How many cities, number 11, how many cities' point features are in Arizona, New Mexico, or California? So I'm just expanding this to be 3 states instead of just 1. I'm going to clear out all my selections here. So first step is I have to select the states of California, Arizona, and New Mexico. I'm going to do that initially with a select by attributes the way we did before, where I already got Arizona figured out. Now I'm going to do or state name, or state name equals get new California, or state name equals New Mexico. Now I can scroll down here and find New Mexico, and that's easy enough when there's only 50, but this might be a shortcut if you have lots of features. You can just type in this box and start typing the name. So I can do it N-E-W. See, it's taking me right to it. So it's an easy way to find an item in a long list. All right, a couple of things to point out here. I'm doing 3 queries at once. It has to be Arizona, California, or New Mexico. Second, each query has to work as a standalone query, so state name equals Arizona, or state name equals California, the full thing. Finally, these are ors instead of ands, so it has to be Arizona, or state name equals California, or state name equals New Mexico. hit apply. I got my 3 states selected, all is well. Next up, I do my select by location to select all those cities within those 3 states. I'm making a brand new selection on the cities. The target is the cities. I'm comparing it to the states. I'm using just the 3 selected states, and I'm using intersect. All is well. Hit apply. Click, and visually it looks appropriate. All the cities within these 3 states appear to be selected. I click on the cities attribute table, and I see that there are 512 cities that meet that criteria. Okay, next up. How many cities point features meet 2 criteria? First, they are in one of these 3 states, and the median age is greater than 50. All right, I'm going to clear out the selection and start fresh. Now, I need to select the 3 states again. I could go through my select by attributes. It's still all ready to go here. I could just hit apply and it'd be fine. But this is a good opportunity to show you another method in case you've forgotten it. I'm going to turn off cities for now. I know that I want California, Arizona, and New Mexico, and I know where they are. So I'm just going to use this button to select, draw a little box, and select them manually. Let me turn off the counties. All right, just draw a little box, and it's a quick way to select those 3 states. All right, so what's the rest of the query? We want to know how many cities are in those states, plus have a median age greater than 50. All right, great. So we go to select by location, select the cities within the 3 states, hit apply, we'll turn those on. Now, the next part of this is to select a subset of these where the median age is greater than 50. So that's the select by attributes. We go to the cities table, open our select by attributes tool, clear this out. So we want median age greater than 50, median age greater than 50. But remember, we're just selecting a subset of these. So we change our method and make sure it is select from current selection. Hit apply. We are left with 10 cities that meet both criteria at the same time. Okay, moving on to question 13. This is actually the same question as 12, but we're adding another criteria to it. They're in Arizona, New Mexico, or California. That's here. They have a median age greater than 50, plus median age of females greater than that of males. Okay. I could start all over again, selecting the 3 states, selecting the cities that intersect them, then selecting the subset with a median age greater than 50, but I'm already most of the way here, so I'm just going to continue on, and I'm going to apply that 3rd criteria, median age of females greater than median age of males. Go and clear this out. Median age of females greater than median age of males. I am still selecting from the current selection. When I do that, I know that there's got to be at least 10 or less cities selected when I hit apply. Let's find out what happens. Bang. And I'm left with just 5 cities that meet all 3 criteria at the same time. Okay, moving on. Number 14. How many cities point features are in Arizona, New Mexico, or California, or within 300 miles of these states? All right, so first step is we got to select we got to select these 3 states, and then we'll do a select by location to identify the cities that are within that distance. Okay. Clear all this out. Okay. So I got to start with selecting the 3 states. Like I said, this is quicker and easier. I got my states. Now I want to select the cities that are in there or within 300 miles. So select by location. We're going to make a brand new selection on the cities. Cities is our target. The states is our source, what we're comparing it to. And we're telling it to just consider these 3 selected states. Intersect is a good one for this. I could also use within distance. So I could use our within distance of the source feature later, or intersect. In either case, I have to apply a search distance. This case, 300 miles. Hit apply. and I see there are 724 cities within 300 miles of the states. And visually it makes sense. All the cities that are within a rough distance of these states are selected. 724. Next question. How many cities, points, features are within 300 miles of these states but are not actually inside them? All right, so this adds a new location criteria. They have to be within 300 miles of the three states, but everything inside the states needs to be unselected. So I'm already halfway there. I've done the first step. I've selected all the cities within 300 miles from the states. That includes those in the states. Next step is to unselect those in the states. So in this case, I'm changing my method to remove from the currently selected features. Target is still cities. Source is still states. Still using just the three selected states, but this time I do not add a search distance. I only want to unselect the cities that are right in the states. I don't want to unselect things that are outside. So I'm going to use intersect with no search distance. When I hit apply, I want all the cities in the site inside the states to become unselected. Okay, it did just what I wanted it to do. Okay, so it's looking good, and we're left with 212 cities that are within 300 miles of the states, but not actually in the states. Next question. How many cities, point, features meet all these criteria at the same time? Okay, we've got this already. Within 300 miles and are not actually inside the states. So we have 212 cities from question 15 that meet these two criteria. So we're just adding a third criteria. Of those 212 cities, how many have a median age less than 25? So I'm going to hit close on this. This is an attribute query on the cities. Open up the attribute table. Okay, and what is it? Median age less than 25. So we're going to use the median age attribute field. Median age less than, this is the less than button, 25. And is a select from current selection. So it'll only consider these as the candidates. And of those, only 14 cities are within 300 miles of the states, not within the states, and have a very young age distribution. Okay, 14. Question 17. How many census counties polygons have one or more cities point features within them? Okay. In this case, we're going to be working with counties and with cities, not with states. So the question is, how many counties have one or more cities? So basically, it's a selection by location on counties. Just select every county that has a city. So we open up the select by location. This is going to be a brand new selection, select features from, on counties based on a spatial relationship with cities, and we're not considering any selected cities. So just any city that any county that has a city we want to select. And we don't want to use a search distance, just intersect. So we hit apply. And we have selected all counties that have a city within them. We want to know how many there are. We just click the counties attribute table. We see that there are 1,154 counties that meet this criteria, that have a city within them. Okay. Question 18. How many census county polygons do not have any cities point features within them? This is actually a pretty easy one to do now that we've selected this part. We would just flip this selection. These are all the counties that have a city. If we just hit this, switch the selection, we do want to continue. There's 1,987 counties that do not have a city within them. Okay. Question 19. How many census counties polygons are within Arizona, New Mexico, or California? Okay, this is a little bit tricky because there's a couple of things that could trip you up. So how many counties are within those three states? Turn off cities, turn on states. We're going to clear out the selection. I'm going to do something to make this a little easier to see. I'm going to just change the symbology of states really quick. You're going to see more about how to change symbology in the last lecture on cartography. But just for the meantime, and just to illustrate this particular question, I'm just going to change it up here. I'm going to change the states so that each state is a little bit different color from each other. Use state name, add all values, turn that off, hit OK. All right, so now all the states have a different color. And just for purposes of this question, I'm going to make the polygons hollow so we can see the color of the states underneath them. Change this to hollow. Okay, put counties on top of states so we can see them. All right, so I'm going to show you the right way to do it, and then I'm going to show you the two ways that people often make a mistake on it. So the question is, how many counties are within those 3 states? I'm just going to use my trick to select my 3 states. Turn counties back on. How many counties are within them? The correct way is it's a new selection on counties based on states and the 3 selected states. Now, it's not intersect. It is are within the source feature layer. This is the proper spatial selection method. If we hit apply, the counties within these 3 states become selected, and I see there are 106 counties that meet that criteria. Now let me show you where people go wrong on this. They often choose, instead of are within, they will choose intersect, and it's not an unreasonable guess. The counties that intersect the states seem appropriate. But if we hit apply, we'll see that actually it also gets all the counties from neighboring states that touch the state. So there's a lot of counties here selected that are not within California, Arizona, or New Mexico. The other thing that sometimes people make a mistake on is they choose are completely within. Again, it sounds reasonable. You choose that. If we hit apply, we'll see that it actually only selects those counties that don't touch the edge of the state. So that's not really getting us what we want. So this is an important reason that you might want to try, understand what these different spatial selection methods mean. There's an appendix in the lecture notes that tries to explain some of these. So if you're confused about the difference between, say, are within versus are completely within, then that appendix might help you out. It explains some of these other options too. Anyway, we've already answered the question, how many census counties are within those states? And where are we on that? Yeah, how many? Okay, that's question 19. Okay. Okay, now let's start building some multi-criteria queries that are a little more complicated. Question 20, how many states contain a city in which the city has a median age greater than 55? So a multi-criteria thing, first we have to select the cities, median age greater than 55, and then we select the states that intersect those. All right, so first cities with a median age greater than 55. Come over here to cities. Clear out the selection. I'm going to turn off counties. Okay, first select by attributes on cities where, clear this, the median age is greater than 55. It's a brand new selection on the city, so we change the method. Apply. There are 26 cities that have this age distribution. That's not the question, though. The question is how many states contain one of those cities. So we've got the cities selected. Next, we switch over to the select by location. Make a brand new selection here on the states that the source we're comparing it to cities, and only those 26 selected cities, and we're going to choose the spatial selection method intersect. All right, no search distance. Hit apply. We've got a couple states here selected. Go to the table, we see we have 5 states that contain a city that has a age greater than 55. All right, answer is 5. All right, very similar question, how many counties contain a city like this? All right, we've already got our cities selected. Here, the 26 cities are those that have a median age greater than 55. So we just select the counties that intersect them. So this time we're selecting features from counties, not states, still based on cities, and still using the 26, still using intersect. That's good. Hit apply. I like to see things happen, so these counties become selected, and I click on the counties attribute table, and I see that there are 16 counties that contain a city with a median age greater than 55. Next, question 22 starts to become a bit more complicated. We want to select counties this time, but they have a spatial relationship with cities, and those cities have to be either within Arizona, New Mexico, or Colorado, and they have to have a median age greater than 40. So first we select these 3 states, then we select the cities that are within those 3 states, select by location, then we do an attribute query on the cities to select that subset that has a median age greater than 40, and then we select counties that are within 200 miles of those cities, so several steps. The key is we start with Arizona, New Mexico, or Colorado. Come back over here. I'm going to clear out all of these things. First, I'm going to select my 3 states. I know I need Arizona, New Mexico, or Colorado. I'm going to select the cities that are within those 3 states. So that is a select by location. Turn on my cities. On brand new selection on the cities that intersect states and only the 3 selected states. Hit apply. It looks good. Cities within the 3 states. That gives me 116 cities that are within those 3 states. I narrow that down to, of these, how many of them have a median age greater than 40. We're up here, median age greater than 40. So that's a select by attributes on my cities, where, clear that out, where the median age greater than 40. Remember, we're just wanting a subset of these that meet that criteria. So that is a select from current selection. Hit apply. Leaves us with 25 cities that meet these sets of criteria. So we've got our cities pinned down, the cities that meet these criteria, but now we have to select the counties that are within 200 miles of those cities. So that's a select by location on counties. Select by location. It's a brand new selection on the counties based on the 25 selected cities. We're going to do an intersect and within 200 miles. Hit apply. I'd like to see the counties get selected, so I'm going to turn the counties on. We're going to check the count, and there's 149 counties that meet that criteria. Okay. Moving on, a little bit more complicated. How many census counties meet the criteria? They have to have a city where the city has a median age greater than 40 and is outside of Arizona, New Mexico, or Colorado. Okay, so first we got to select all cities that are outside of these 3 states. Lots of ways we could do this. First off, we need to select those states. So we got the 3 states selected. Now the way I'm going to do it is I'm going to select the cities that are within those 3 states, and then I'm going to flip the selection, so I'll be left with all the cities outside the states. You may have a different strategy, but it's a brand new selection on cities, location, based on the 3 selected states. I'm going to clear out the search distance and do intersect, hit apply. I have the cities within the 3 states. That's fine. But then I'm going to go to my cities table, and I'm just going to switch the selection. That's fine. I'm left with all the cities outside the 3 states. Okay, that's good. Now, I've got this criteria met. Now I need to, from this subset of points, I need to select those cities that have a median age greater than 40. So that's to select my attributes on cities. Okay, we can clear this, and it is median age greater than 40. Scoot down here to median age greater than 40. It is a select from current selection. That's appropriate. Hit apply. I'm left with 455 cities that meet these 2 criteria. They have a median age greater than 40, and they're outside of those 3 states. So the next question is, how many census polygons contain those cities? That is a select by location. Turn on the polygons, county polygons. It is a select by location on counties. It's a brand new selection on counties. That means that even though there's some counties here already selected, I'm doing a brand new selection, so it'll clear that out before it answers this question. Okay, counties based on cities, just using the current selected cities, and just intersect is good. Hit apply. Check our counties, and there are 190 counties that meet that criteria. And sure enough. All right, so now we get into a couple of questions that have to do with asking text queries. How many cities have GLAD, G-L-A-D, somewhere in the name? And in this case, it's important that the G is capitalized. So this is a like query. You might remember we did that selecting MVUM roads earlier. But let's come back here. Let's just turn off counties and states. We're just going to leave on states. This is a select by attributes on cities. Clear this. Where the name has GLAD somewhere in it. When we're doing this type of query, it is a like query. Whenever you're doing a like query on any text value or any kind of text query, it always starts with a single quotation. We know it starts with, oh wait, this can have GLAD anywhere in the name. So it can be in the middle of the name, it can be at the end. So we have to do a multi-character wildcard. That's this one. In this database, it is a percent character. So percent GLAD, percent again. That means any characters after GLAD. Close it off with the single quote. It is a brand new selection on the cities. We hit apply, and we see there are 5 cities that meet this criteria. If we want to know where they are easily, we can just click on this show selected records, and it'll just show us that these are the 5 cities that have GLAD somewhere in the name. And it starts with a capital G. How many census counties are named Liberty? That is a select by attributes on the counties. Go here where name equals get unique values. I'm going to just go start typing Liberty, L-I-B. Okay, there we go. Liberty. It is a brand new selection on the counties. Hit apply. We have 4 counties that are named Liberty. I can click this and I see, sure enough, there's Montana, Georgia, Florida, and Texas. All have Liberty County. Okay, there we go. 26 is a trick question. How many counties are named both Liberty and San Juan? That is a select by attributes, where name equals Liberty and name equals San Juan. S-A-N. All right. We hit apply and 0. And of course it's 0, right? Because how can a single county be named Liberty and San Juan? It just doesn't happen. Problem with this is a reasonable way that people think of to ask a question. They want to know how many Liberty and San Juan counties they are, and so they structure the query like this. But this and is messing it up. It's telling you that you want counties that have two names at the same time. It's a legal query, but it has to give you 0. There's just no way a county could have two names. Anyway, the question is 0. So if you want to know how many counties have the name Liberty or San Juan, well, that's where you actually get what you want. We just change that to or, hit apply, and we're left with 8. Okay? And that's it for lab exercise 3. Thanks so much for your patience.